He wasn't just a drug lord. Pablo Escobar turned an entire country into a war zone, and what happened next is unbelievable. Before we go deep into this story, please kindly click the subscribe button to support this channel so we can keep creating more interesting stories like this. In the shadows of Colombia's lush mountains and bustling cities, a storm was brewing, one that would turn the nation into the battleground of one of the most violent criminal empires in modern history. This is the story of Pablo Escobar, the Medellín Cartel, and the decades of bloodshed that scarred Colombia from the 1970s through the 1990s. It is a tale of unimaginable wealth, ruthless power, political corruption, and the deadly price of ambition. The beginning of a monster. Pablo Emilio Escobar Gaviria was born in 1949 in a small town outside Medellín. He grew up in modest circumstances, but even as a young man, Escobar was driven by a hunger for power and wealth that would eventually consume an entire country. In the early 1970s, Colombia was becoming a key transit point for cocaine heading toward the United States. Escobar saw opportunity where others saw danger. Starting with small-scale smuggling, he quickly realized cocaine was not just a drug, it was a gold mine. By the mid-1970s, Escobar was no longer a petty criminal. He was building something far bigger, a cartel. The Medellín Cartel, cocaine empire. Escobar joined forces with other traffickers, forming what would become the infamous Medellín Cartel. Together, they dominated the cocaine trade, shipping tons of narcotics into America every week. Money poured in like a river. Escobar became one of the richest men on Earth. At his peak, Forbes listed him among the world's billionaires. He owned private planes, mansions, luxury cars, and even a personal zoo. But Escobar's wealth came with violence. He lived by one rule: plata o plomo, silver or lead. Take the bribe or take the bullet. Terror as a business strategy. Escobar didn't just buy influence, he enforced it. Judges, politicians, journalists, police officers, anyone who stood in his way became a target. During the 1980s and 1990s, Colombia descended into chaos as cartel violence exploded. Escobar ordered assassinations and bombings with no mercy. Entire streets became war zones. One of the most horrifying moments came in 1989 when Escobar's cartel bombed Avianca Flight 203, killing over 100 people in an attempt to eliminate a presidential candidate. The country was no longer just fighting crime, it was fighting terrorism. Escobar versus the Colombian state. Escobar wanted more than wealth, he wanted legitimacy. In 1982,